Hi all of you. I'm going to be actually talking about feminine energy, and this is a series of videos focused on feminine energy. So great guys, so let me jump into the actual topic, right? So where are we on leadership traits? Are women on a higher note as compared to men on leadership trait? If you look at the slide there, women rule as far as leadership traits go. Whether it is honesty, intelligence, hardworking, of course, hardworking, both of them seem to be the same. Decisiveness, ambition, also both are same. But what is most stark in this entire list of things is compassion. Somewhere, me being a psychometric assessor, one of the things that I do assessment is for fundamental interpersonal relationship orientation of behavior. And in that, to build a relationship, what is really required is first of all talk it out with people. I mean, unless you talk it out with people, the relationship will not build. And in the whole dimensions of inclusion, control and affection, right, which are the dimensions of FIRO, the if all of it are equal, one of the most important, affection is more to do with also openness, right? So the important thing is affection in terms of making that one-to-one connection with people and building the relationship in the long term so that people trust you. And that's where the compassion part comes in, and that's where women seem to be naturally more inclined towards having that as opposed to men. So in men it says 5 and women is 80, a percentage, right? So these traits are listed from the order that is most required in a sort of leadership kind of a scenario. And today, in fact, talking about leaders and leaders, being coaches, and there is also a mention about quiet leadership. Dr. David Rock's research on quiet leadership, one of the aspects that gets discussed about is the empathy or compassion that is required. Okay, so we lead there, so that's good for us. So it's not about, again, not about whether women are better than men, but what are those traits that we can take from one another and enhance each other. So in today's day and age, one thing that is very sure is that women don't need to pretend to be like a man to be a leader, because see, as you grow up the ladder, one of the things that did come out, in the research while I was talking to a lot of people in from various walks of life, is that as you grow up the ladder, actually there is a glass ceiling, in the sense that women do not have women coaches, or mentors for them to actually stick around at the leadership level. So to cater to that, a lot of women actually tend to become like a man, being aggressive, and because man, what I'm saying, man is more from a masculine quality is what I mean. So women and also can have that masculine quality, as opposed to men. They can be men a little with less aggressive than women. But what I'm saying is the masculine nature of aggression is actually attributed to a man. So women need not pretend to be like a man to be a leader. They can be feminine and be leaders, because that is the need of the hour. All of you must have heard of Simon Sinek, right? What does he think? In fact, in one of the interviews about whether men and women have different leadership traits, he very nicely put this, as you see in the slide, that it's not that we need more female leaders, but we need more leaders to act like females, and women just happen to be better than that because it comes naturally to them, probably the way they are in terms of, giving birth to a child, and the compassion part of it probably comes naturally to them, right? So we falsely believe, and this is what Simon says, that leadership is about aggression and decisiveness, which are typically considered as male attributes, because aggression and decisiveness is something which is slightly higher in a man than in a woman. So it is considered that that is a leadership trait, but which is not true. So true leadership also includes empathy, caring, patience, the female attributes. So what do you think? Do we need to have both of it? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure all of you know the answer to it. I'm not talking rocket science. Do we need to balance both? Yes, of course. So great leaders have a balance of both. Now, having said this, I'm making a series on this whole aspect of feminine energy, and please look into my next video, which is about feminine spirituality and the missing link to leadership, which is more about the feminine energy. Yeah, so if you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe, share, comment. So thanks for watching, and do add in your comments there so that this becomes more interactive. It's a very simple and a short video. Thanks, take care, bye bye.